Um, hey, we got a little thingy, hype train. How fun! I feel like too close to my computer or something. Gotta get updated. 99 and 48 hours. Well, that's what I was kind of hoping or thinking. I think 48 hours or less. No, I'm not doing 48 straight for it though, probably. I probably want to go to bed in between. I just don't think staying up... I mean, I know staying up 48 hours in a row is terrible for you and one of those dangerous health things.
Thanks for the content. Here's some Bezos bucks.
Yeah, I think I actually took slightly less time than Teo did on the run. He just obviously slept way less. But I think in total hours, I was very similar, if not slightly faster. Just because my like 95 and 96, I think were more efficient than his when I was doing the P8 Chaos. Thanks, P. Mancini. Aw, y'all so sweet. How you doing, Drake? Good old Battle Cestus to start. Are there so many enemies? That's just how it is. Says who? Some anti-gaming agenda scientist? Yep, that's who says it. Happy to see me playing Diablo 2 for once. I play Diablo 2 all the time. Let me go here. Yeah, I did the Borderlands. I posted the whole series. Well, I mean, not the whole series. I played through Borderlands 1 through 5. And then I posted them on YouTube for the past 5 days because I was gone on vacation, which I'll talk about soon. And everybody in the comments by the end is like, are you ever playing Diablo 2 again? My goodness. Did I ever dunk on that hoop? It doesn't have a hoop, it's just a backboard. So. Sacred Globe. Where's the hoop? Whoever had it took the hoop down. They took the hoop with them and they like ripped it off. So the backboard's, I don't know, it's the weirdest. Like, who just takes a hoop and leaves a backboard? And not even like unscrews it. It's not unscrewed, it's just ripped out.
Llama. How are you today?
Maybe, Brute. We're playing some Borderlands 2 now, we're having fun with that. I am good. How are you doing? I just got back from vacation. I went up to Vancouver Island and we did a bunch of crazy stuff. We went out and just kayaked tons. I don't know how much overall we kayaked. Maybe 30 kilometers in total. And just camped on the island. We kayaked with the sea lions, killer whales, humpback whales, seals, dolphins, porpoises, a lot of that stuff. And then there was a bunch of bears on the beach. And one night when we were asleep, well, I wasn't asleep, I was awake, but in my tent, the mom and like her baby cub came up and were sniffing right outside my tent. I pooped my pants. No shame. No shame. It was an insane workout. I can't even begin to describe how much work we had to do. Every single night we had to pack up our, like, all of our gear into these little bags, like, break our tent down, do all that stuff, everything, blah, blah, blah. Get it all packed into the kayaks, move the kayaks up and down, and when it was low tide, it was like 60 meters, 70 meters that you were having to move it. Hey, Grim Scythe. That's funny. We got the Grim Reaper and Grim's Burning Dead right next to each other. Reset. Yeah, I saw something like that. So it was wild. I know, but I mean, just like packing up whole tent, kayaking all day, walking around, hiking everywhere, up and down, carrying kayaks up and down. Like, that's all we did, just over and over and over. It was a lot. And then you don't get like a great night's sleep because you're sleeping on, you know, just like stone, basically. Little patches of rocks with a tiny pad. I'm Canadian? No. I said, oh, thanks. I'm happy to have you in the stream. Did I have fun? Yeah, I had a great time. My back's a little sore. Do I prefer physically active vacations? Probably, ultimately. Like, if I, you know, the first thing, if you said it, I'd be like, no, I don't think so. But, you know, when I think about, like, the vacations I really love, it's like skiing, kayaking, just like doing, you know, things that are, you know, like really a lot of cool, fun exercise.
Success, Llama.
Thank
4
you.
months goes by quick. My kids, 9 and 7, and I really appreciate and enjoy your content.
Aww.
Hope you enjoyed your vacation. Well, that's just great. You hear that, Ed? Bears.
Bears. Thanks, CSTA. Thanks, E-Rush. Right. It's like... And it's probably because I sit for my job. Like, if my job was more physically demanding from a, you know, doing stuff, whatever, if I was bricklayer or whatever stuff, then I probably would want more relaxing. But when I go on vacation, I just want to, like, burn, you know, thousands of calories, walk tens of thousands of steps, ski, kayak, swim, hike, whatever. Bricklaying, the first thing that came to mind for a physical job. It's just always been my, like, dream job. Not, like, actually my dream job, but, you know, sometimes when you're sitting at the computer and you're, like, having to code something and it's just super frustrating. You just, like, can't figure out what the heck the code needs to do, and it's just, like, a mentally taxing day. My like... peaceful place that I daydream about is just sitting there, standing there, and just laying bricks. And it's just, you show up, you lay bricks, you don't have to think a ton. I mean, I'm sure there's still thought that goes into it, but, you know, you just kind of get in the task and go. So that's always been my, you know, kind of zone out. Is that so, Evo? Hey, do you got time for a chat? I came up to Canada looking for you, but I didn't find you. A lot of nice folk, though. T-Mac, thank you so much for the sub. Found any nice items today? Nah, we just started. Canada's huge, man. Vancouver Island alone was like 300 something kilometers. It was massive. Took hours and hours to drive across to get where we needed to go. Coding's always been fun to you? Yeah, but I'm saying when you hit that like struggle point, the point where you can't figure out what you need to fix, why something's broken. Hey, Detchi. You've been a bricklayer for 14 years and it's not mentally tasking? Not muscle memory? Yeah, exactly. The ferry out there was fantastic. That was a great ride. So, yeah, just that's my like idle dreaming And again, I'm sure if I had that job after a few days, I'd be like, this is exhausting. I just want to go back in and code. But when I'm having a mentally taxing day, that's where I daydream. Did I see whales from the ferry? Not from the ferry. I mean, we went and kayaked with them, so we saw the whales when we were kayaking and all just around there. When we were up on the, you know, camping on the shores and stuff, we saw whales and porpoises and orcas and seals and tons of sea lions. The sea lions would follow us around, and they just like keep poking their head up, like watching us from like 50 meters away. And then we ate lunch one day with the sea lions. They just kind of all chilled out in the ocean watching us while we watched them. There was like 6 or 7 of them just in a little group, and we all just kind of watched each other. It was great. What? Now because of the vacation, I have even less to spend on your guys' things. Oh god, Emo. You just started working, Emroy. Once you get your job going a little more, you'll be fine. You've been in school for 18 years. Of course you have no money right now. How much do I think you make with your degree? I don't know. 100? You got a PhD, right? $100 is great, man. Can do a lot with $100.
Tyra ELSSSSSSSS.
Could give 20 subs with $100. Not a small amount of subs. Dart! Thank you very much. Welcome back 8 months.
But seriously,
and Binary.
Know the difference between a chemist and a chemical engineer?
One wears...
50K.
Oh. I thought it was a different joke. Which one are you? Yeah, you just gotta get out of academia. Next playthrough planned guide. TBD. Thanks, Sway. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Gotta take that down. Health, temperature, strength curve, no removing. The blood curse one, or which one? Oh, the cheese. Ritz Bits cheese are like one of my favorite snacks. Those are also probably good, Evo. Gosh dang, I did not. That's the weirdest click. Okay. Hey, 66 ain't bad. Oh. You got a PhD for that? Sheesh. What did everyone do at work today? This.
Mr. Llama Mod check. Mr. Llama Mod check.
Sozin! Thank you very much. Ah, okay, I'm right. Aw, our helmet broke. There you go, Instagib. Answered emails and corporate meetings. Ah, the life. You know what I also did at work today? 16 more pages of Llama RPG development. We got all of the skills for the mage, the ranger, and the warrior fleshed out. We have, and obviously there's still some tweaks for whatever stuff. We got affixes built out in a further way to kind of mirror more how Diablo 2 does it, but, you know, still have its own stuff. We built out the different affixes that elite items will have on their own. And yeah, I'll probably put some more of whatever I did up on our subreddit. Hey yo, just made it. And then I built out crafting a lot. Ooh, man, I already have Destroyer Helm though. I thought it did, but maybe not. Right now it's in Godot. I probably ultimately want it to be built in Unity. Still having the prototype kind of being built and stuff. It's like a Unity 2D game. My biggest concern with Godot is that we're not going to get the networking features and support that I want to have integrated. It's going to be a big hurdle. I don't want to deal with hurdles. 132. Darn, I was really hoping that was going to be a dong. Who's there's another boss here, I swear it. Maybe not. Yeah, I'd like to launch it on Steam. If you don't even bug them, people down with them unique groups, weapon stacks, and armor stacks. Could be fun. I mean, there's a difference between doing like a playthrough and getting to like Endgame 108. Those are very different, you know. But we did a lot of crafting work, and I'm starting to get more of a feel of how crafting will go and the different crafting materials. And I think there could be a lot to it that can be really fun. Get the whole system kind of built out. That's nice, Evo. Good old Death Sash. Probably still need Enigma though. Bloop. But yeah, the essential thought is,
how much to fund a whirlwind playthrough? Switch at 30 now that damage is positive.
Whirlwind was the worst playthrough I've ever done. Of all the guided playthroughs, that was the worst one. They have buffed it some. Is it actually buffed enough to be good now?
Welcome back, Llama. How was the amateur game developer, amateur rapper convention?
That's great, thanks for asking. Still probably not. With good gear, it's great, but with bad gear, ugh. I'd say 300. You're looking at it for reset? Ugh. I mean, again, if you can get some gear, get people to give you a couple things, even some, like, blood letters or something, that'll help a lot, I'm sure. Star Wars Galaxies? Which one? Or, like, what was the crafting system? No way, you up a blood letter? Be great. I'll get you all the way through Nightmare. Easy. But yeah, so basically I'm looking at it where each of the different monster types, essentially, maybe some will share, give you a different material. So you'll get like fur from, you know, bunnies, honey from bees, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll have different tree types to harvest, which will give you different kinds of wood. And then you'll have different kinds of stones and or like, you know, topaz, ruby, emerald, sapphire, labradorite, whatever. And so you can mine those. And they have different quantities. Or different qualities, I mean. Yeah, we're adding crafting. Where have you been, Evo? Go read through all the notes I just dropped. My goodness. Gotta get you on for a call. And so the higher quality, the better your, like, odds of getting a good affix roll are, essentially. It improves the numbers some. And then you craft different materials together with a base that you find to try and craft an awesome item. And essentially every crafting material has a different affix pool that it pulls from. And so you're kind of trying to figure out, okay, I want to get like fire damage from this one, all resist from this one. You know, you have your like ideal picks or whatever. Yeah, so I'm sure certain materials will be very good and others will be not as sought after depending on how many of the mods in the affix pool, you know. Higher the quality, the more likely it would be to get a perfect roll of an item. I mean, honestly, this sounds very similar to how I'm designing mine. Azure and Honor, there you go, solid. So I'm stealing from D3. I don't know D3's crafting enough. All I know is I don't think anybody does cool crafting of items in D3 that I know of. I feel like everybody just uses their primals and whatever legendary with 5,000 strength and that's it. When your game already has such boring affixes, it kind of makes it hard to have cool crafting affix pools. Wow, Evo. Aw, thank you. Glad they've helped. Or do I think D3's affixes went wrong? This is... Here, we can do a... Because it's a big... Binary! Wow! Hey.
When do we start? Can we do it in PTR?
Of course. Of course.
Hashtag moo moo moo.
Let me find like a... Okay. No, let me just find something. All right, sure. We can just look at like some basic stuff and go through it. Because it is very important. It's a very important thing. So for instance, I'm going to go down here.
Bezos.
Suck it, Daddy Bezos. Thank you, Stamina Steve and Ferd Turgeson. The first thing is they go way too hard on main stat. That's like such a ridiculous thing that is required. Your item has to have the main stat, and it's just a giant intelligence dump or strength or whatever it is. And you're essentially just kind of rolling legendaries over and over and over again. You find tons of shards of hate, and you're just looking for the one that has like the big, you know, intelligence, whatever it is. I also, of course, don't like a lot of stuff, but I also really dislike their affixes because I feel like a lot of them are weird and confusing and just like so much information. And a lot of them also are all just like damage. So much of them I feel like go to just damage because the game doesn't have as much of the other pieces, right? So, I mean, you know, 1.9% chance to blind on hit is not a damage thing, but kind of a weird number, small thing that you're not really going to see very often, but okay, it's there. Elemental skills have a chance to trigger a powerful attack that deals 212% weapon damage. Cold skills trigger Freezing Skull. Poison skills trigger Poison Nova. Lightning skills trigger Charged Bolt. I mean, that's just like a whole mouthful, I feel like. 2,300 life per hit. Obviously, the numbers are just very bad with a lot of the affixes. Chance to deal 17% area damage on hit. What is the chance to... Is it a 17% chance to deal area damage? Chance to deal... What does that even mean? I don't know. Confuses me. Again, just damage, big stat, kind of the same thing. A small chance of knockback on hit, which is kind of weird. Like, I don't know, going for a 1.3% chance to knockback feels like an item like 1 in 50 hits or more knocks back, which doesn't seem useful. It's just like a strange affix. And then, of course, critical hit damage increased by 130%. You know, they love just the, like, giant crit damage stuff. There's the critical hit damage increased by 130% as well. 20 maximum fury. Okay, that's fine. Stun enemies for 2 seconds the first time you hit them. Again, kind of gets a little bit in the weirder space for me. 150 strength. Caldison's Despair rank 30, whatever that means. Increases seismic slam damage by 11%. Attack speed by 7%. And then giant strength and giant fire damage again. Like, I don't know. Nothing is inspiring about any of these items to me. 10% damage, more int, more vitality. Stat. And then some essence right there. Bone Spear now costs 40 essence and deals 419% increased damage. Which, again, is like a ridiculous number. Like, 419% increased damage? So Bone Spear either sucks before you get this item, or it's too good and now it's way too good, right? I mean, the numbers just get into the weird spaces with all the stuff. And yeah, so I just feel like, again, nothing is standing out and like really cool. Like, has a single affix stood out to you that's like, that's super cool, you know? I know in some sets are like 30,000% increased damage. D2 has 300% damage, but that is on the physical damage, which does kind of suck and is kind of low. I feel like that's a big difference as opposed to on something like Bone Spear, which is a skill that you're using constantly. A plus ED is a local on the weapon. You know. Your set does 75,000% damage. There you go. Now, if physical damage was already really good, then the ED kind of sucks. Chance to summon a minion of Lyric when attacking. That is cool. That's like the first affix that I feel like is really cool. So I do like that one. Kind of has a little bit of the faith, you know, piece as well. Min damage, max damage, plus damage, strength, which is just damage, plus attacks per second, critical hit damage increased, and chance to fear on hit. So again, a lot of this stuff is just damage, which, you know, all right, but as well, when there's, I don't think they have like the IAS breakpoints and all of that stuff in D3 in the way of like you need certain attack speed and stuff to hit the next breakpoint, right? I don't believe so. So it kind of even makes stuff like attack speed less cool because again, it's just always adding instead of giving you the thought of like, I need to get to 60 IAS using this weapon. How do I want to balance it? Right. Whereas here you get like plus to Javelin and Spear skills, plus to Amazon skills, mixed with IAS. You do get a big ED, but again, physical damage is severely underpowered in this game, so it kind of brings it up to like a regular amount. Replenishes quantity on Ethereal. You know, I think you get some cool things like that. You know, and then even just like your faster run walks, your plus to maximum cold resist, cannot be frozen. Go to this. This has strength, dex, so stat, life, which is great. Some life steal, some attack rating, and then you're rolling up some minimum damage because of how it works. You know, and get some medium stuff. 2 necro skills, 20 FCR because you're trying to hit your FCR breakpoints. They're not just damage. They are, but when you're integrating skills and stuff, I feel like it does add more. 45 to life, 20 to mana, regen mana, getting all resistances 17. You know, I feel like Diablo 2 items are cleaner. They get to the point a lot more about what they're doing, and they give you more interesting pieces to work around. Faster run walk, FCR, you're worrying about magic find and all of this stuff, right? Like, I feel like a lot of that stuff hits more. And at the same time, even items that have, you know, busted things on them, right? That you brick a single affix and it's like, you got, gold find, you've got, maximum stamina, whatever it is. You can, if it's a 220 amulet, like the rest of it can be trash and it's still worth a lot, right? So like that sort of stuff, I feel like you can have a lot more room to play around with and all of that. Plus you get the whole piece of rares and magic items can have their own cool stuff. You've got Jeweler's Monarchs of Deflecting. You've got awesome diadems and things like that for the rares and even blues. I mean, I'm using on my Boazon, the 45 120 tiara with 30 faster run walk through open sockets, like that sort of stuff. So you just have really cool, interesting, a whole interesting mix of everything where the uniques have value, sets have value.
Hey,
So
Llama,
they're not as
how are
good a
you?
lot of times,
You doing
but
good,
whatever.
big man?
Rares have value, magic have value, socketed gray items and white items have value. And just the Avix pool, again, is simpler and at the same time a better all-around piece. You're worrying about stuff like getting hit recovery, getting this chance to attack rating, getting some lifesteal on different characters because this character needs a little lifesteal, working your res up. Okay, good, I want these plus the skills. I don't care about plus the skills on this character, all of that stuff. Like, I feel like there's a lot more balance around everything. And so when I'm looking at, Llama RPG, I'm looking at bringing in more, again, of those interesting affixes as opposed to having it just be like crit damage, more crit, 30,000% increased damage if you use these two pieces together, whatever stuff, to where it just gets, yeah. And again, I think it works okay in Diablo 3 because Diablo 3 does try and play to be a more casual, mindless game, which isn't a bad thing. Like, Gauntlet Legends is the king of mindless grinding, and I loved that game. If I just want to sit on a couch, pick up a controller, and just do mindless grinding, you don't have to think as much. I think in D2, a lot of people, there's a little more stress. There's a little more thought of like, is this a good item? Is this not? I think it's easier to kind of know and learn that in D3 because it's a simpler process overall. More simpler formula for figuring out if it's good or not. Where are you? There you are. Rare tiara. So, it's not always crazy thing. Now, something I do really think, though, and this is something that I do try and stress, is affixes that get really convoluted and have these long things that you have to read about everything that happens, and you have to learn more about it, and it's all this percentile whatever stuff. I think those are probably some of my least favorite affixes to exist. And D3 has some of them, which I really don't like, But there's nothing worse to me than 7.2% chance where on the first hit, if a meteor collides with a monster and it's pushed back over 5 meters, it does an explosion for 52% of your total fire damage. And it's like, what the heck? What? It's the dumbest mod I've ever heard. It's trying so hard. I hate those affixes so much. Yeah, and also, I mean, obviously with Diablo 3, a giant issue is all of your power comes from items. None of your power comes from your skills. because the second you take off a single item piece, or for me, my boots broke, I suddenly couldn't kill a boss. I dealt 0 damage to a boss. All of the skills I was using and blasting and everything like that did nothing. Because my boots broke. That was it. One tiny thing. I was like, that takes me a little bit out of the...
Hope your vacation was amazing.
You know, mindset of it. Thank you, Scotter. I also do like the difficulty to get good items in Diablo 2. Everybody is always like, make high runes super easy to get, so everybody can get jaws and birds easy. It's like, God, way to kill the game. Ooh. I believe that is our Wraith Flight, which is another TC-87 unique, if I'm not mistaken. 1 in 40,000 isn't fun? Says you. Should be a donger. Get your dongs ready. If your grief broke, would you do any damage? Well, if that's your weapon and you're hitting with a weapon, then no. But that makes more sense to me. You know? Because you can't have dong as an emote. Apparently. Yeah, I didn't think about it either until I tried to type it in, don't worry. Let's see them dings. Mr. Lava Dings in chat. But, wait, what? What? I didn't have Wraith Flight. Is it broken? When did I get Wraith Flight? Wait, why is it not even showing it? I have it? Who has it? Mule 17. That son of a... I did not think I had. I could have sworn. Okay, I'll go add that. I could have sworn that was a dong. Hey, Mang. How you doing? Wow. I'm shocked. I could have sworn we just saw that last time, that it was still needed. Guess not. Well, that doesn't sound right. Well, now I don't even remember what I was saying. Nah, I don't think I've left anything on the ground. I've been picking up more than I should. Oh yeah, the rarity of items. I think the bigger issue for me is not the rarity of jaw and bird and stuff. I love games having chase items that are way out there for people that want to really go for it. Because it gives you so much of like a, oh, you know, like, oh, it's just like insane to find. Again, if they made these jaws and birds 4 times easier to find, no, I would have 4 times less excitement finding it. And honestly, I think you would too. You don't think so right now because you haven't found it. But once you start finding it, and then you find another one, then you find a third one in the same ladder season or whatever, you're going to be like, ah, okay.
We are getting old together. You couldn't remember because you are getting old.
Like, the reason they have so much of that hype is because they're so rare.
Everyone put your dongs away. Bummer.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Chuck Nonstop, Bamboo Shoots, and CSTA. Thank you. But, best starter key farmer? Probably just like a light sorceress. Blast through. Papa Remy, thank you as well. I think the bigger issue, again, comes down to the fact of how necessary Enigma is, right? Or grief is, or whatever these are, right? It's poor design, and this comes with, you know, the rune words and all of that stuff. Poor design on their point, where it's such a big gain of power to get that Enigma that it does feel nice. But it's also too big of a jump to get there, to get the grief, to get whatever, that you're just like, man, you know? Until you have it, you just need Jaw and Burr. You need it. It changes your game so much. It helps so much. It allows you to play something other than your sorceress, whatever it is.
Mr. Llama Wave.
Isabel, thank you. How are you? So, Enigma, Grief, maybe something like Infinity. Those three are probably the main three. Then you can still jump down into like Fortitude and stuff. They just do too much, you know, and so they make that rarity.
Listen, rarity matters. You want the item so badly, grind for it. If everyone has the items easily, then no one, and no items are special.
Right.
You'll get bored with the game easily.
Yeah.
Almost sounds like Diablo 3. Oh wait, it does.
Yeah.
You get a legendary item. You get a legendary item.
Right.
You get 30 legendary items in one kill. You get 30 legendary in one kill.
Yes.
Roll.
Ooh,
Got TC
nice
87
rag.
dong the other
Still
day.
much worse than
1%
Grief.
off perfect death cleaver. Is this any good if it's not F? How much worse is it than Grief?
No way, yeah. The biggest reason Grief is so good is the giant plus to damage. That's why. It's not that it has ignore target defense, blah, blah, blah. Like, stuff is nice, but it's the giant plus to damage that's a huge issue. Because that factors in way earlier in the calculation. But yeah, that is very much like D3. You can, you know, do the entire D3 Grail in like probably a week. So it's like, okay, nothing feels that special anymore there. The things that feel more special are like getting the, you know, cosmetic wings. The universe ones, whatever those are called. Telestaff is very underrated by a lot of people. Same with just tele charges on a amulet or whatever. But I still understand. How's anything special you can buy it on JSP? Well, I'm playing single player, so I can't buy any of it on JSP. I could just hero edit it, but if you're going to do that, or if you're going to buy it on JSP, why bother playing the game if you're just going to gift yourself everything? So, you know, kind of comes down to, do you want to play the game to have fun playing the game, or are you playing the game because you're trying to fill some need of needing to feel big and strong and you need to buy your power? You know, kind of my thoughts. For some people, that's what they need. I'm mostly doing pits right now. I will probably switch up a little bit at some point. See where I want to go next. Maybe do some River of Flame runs or something. But like I say, I think the chase items are great. And yes, you can always find a way. JSP, you can always find an eBay, somebody selling gold and items and whatever stuff, you know? Like, if you want to get yourself the items, cheat yourself the items, pay for the items, you can always do so. But I do think it's just purely a matter of, it was great, thanks Noad. Purely a matter of the level of your power. And then this is your, you know, items. And it's you're chugging along. And you're getting, you know, probably little spikes, honestly, of like, ooh, you probably don't go down. You know, you get little spikes, blah, blah, blah. And this is like, you get your Viper, V-Magi. You know, you get your Hodo or something. Right? You get your Haas. And it's all great. And then you get your Enigma. And this is just the issue. This is it. Right?
Don't forget shift.
So, the issue for me is not, and this also probably is like rarity or whatever. Bad graph. But you get the general idea. I don't care that this is super rare. I just hate that this whole, there's nothing filling this gap. It's not, you know, going like this to Enigma to where there was an item right here that's a nice upgrade and an item right here that's a nice upgrade. You know, it's like you want to give the person that spends 2 hours, 10 hours, 30 hours, 100 hours, right? That to me is like, should be moving kind of like this. But instead it moves more like that, you know? And that's where the Enigma is. So obviously, you know, you've got all your stuff with teleport and blah, blah, blah and all that stuff. But this is just the problem to me with grief, Enigma, Infinity. It's pretty much those three. Why are you doing that? Right? It's pretty much these three. And again, you've got other nice ones that are still nice. But those three are hard to obtain and such a big boost in power that they change the game completely. A melee character suddenly is godlike and can crush stuff. Enigma, every character can now teleport, so you can change how you're farming, where you're farming, all of this. And Infinity, because now you can take characters into zones they couldn't go in before. So it's just this little spot. And again, like I say, I don't think it's the rarity of these. I don't want to bring these rarities down. I just want a smoother transition up to them so the person who's grinding doesn't feel like, if I don't get Burjaw, if I don't get Burjaw, if I don't get Burjaw, then I'm like not gaining the power I need, you know? So you could add more rune words. You could rework some uniques. Hey, Arcane's Valor could be improved. Tyrael's Might could be improved. Right? Things like that. You could increase base damage on a lot of weapons for the physical piece so that they can compete better with grief. Yada, yada, yada. So yeah, unique items could be definitely improved to work better with you know, the current state of the game, current stuff. How bad can I be and still be a must-use if it has teleport? They could literally make Enigma 0 affixes and
Teleport
just
idea, remove
one to
Enigma,
teleport.
and make teleport have distance increases only for hard points, so it's not the best skill in the game without points into it.
But the problem is Enigma does have its point and its uses. And this is where Enigma itself is a difficult, that's a separate discussion than the not having something in between discussion. Yep, just make it one to teleport. And it would still be worthwhile because you would be able to teleport. Now, is it also an amazing armor? Yes, they way overdid it. But is that a failed set if it has 31 durability on ethereal? I forget. Ethereal rolls really strange. Well, normally it would have more durability. So I think it is, because it rolls like less if it was a failed set then. It's double on a non-eth, but on an eth... Because it should be 120 or 60. I think that's a failed set. Yes, the new durability is half the original plus one. Okay, so that's a regular one. Yeah, but it messes with it still in some other way. I guess would it be 61 then if it does fail set? I would need to... 3moth found a failed unique ethereal Archon staff, I think. Ah, blue sacred armor. This one's just got a lot of good groups in it for this character. So maybe we go do some River of Flame runs, see how they go for a little bit. But yeah, Enigma's issue is if you take Enigma out.
You play a lot more Diablo type games than I do. Does teleport exist and is amazing in other similar games?
So, for instance, like Path of Exile, there's a bunch of movement skills. So it's not as like a necessary thing. Also, there's a lot less spaces and a lot less of like you need to teleport over a wall, and more you're just kind of teleporting in like open space. So again, if you're jumping or dashing or leaping or whatever you're doing, it doesn't really matter. It all gets you there. But movement has also gotten too crazy in that game, and you can just get ridiculously fast and crazy and all over. I mean, I'm not a giant transmog fan. I think it's okay. The problem is I do think, you know, how you look, showing the gear that you're wearing and things like that. I kind of like seeing that stuff a little bit, but building your own as well, I think is fine. I don't know. I don't like hate it or love it. But yeah, Enigma's issue, again, is it's the only item that gives teleport. has like a full-on teleport. If you take it away, everybody just runs sorceresses. And if you once again go back to old school, it was just sorceresses. Everybody ran source all the time. And so this like even that playing field, but then again, it puts it in a weird situation. Because now everybody, it's like so required though to have it. So it's like, okay. Yeah, it opens up every build, which is really nice. And especially for things like PvP and stuff. If you take Enigma away, again, it's like sorceresses or Boazons probably. It's like, how do you ever get close to the Boazon? You don't. Like, she just stands there and shoots everybody dead as they try and approach. So, you know, it really has helped a lot, I do feel like. But yeah, maybe the idea is more items do give Enigma, and so it does give more options and things like that, you know? And Enigma is that endgame teleporting piece, because it is too good. And obviously there are charges and things, but again, it's just like a little too annoying, I think, for a lot of people, unless you do just like basic trav runs to go repair all your charges. Really? Another bone flame? Jeez. I guess I need to put these on my, I know it's a garbage one. Wraith Light, Bone Flame. I might reset my map pretty soon. So there's kind of some thoughts. Again, you know, kind of has to do with seeding, but it's all theory. Don't have definite proof that different maps that you have and seeds and whatever things, even though it does change, still have tendencies towards items. Like this one drops more, you know, Myrmidon Greaves and Hydra Bows, but we're not seeing many Caduceuses and... you know, we get a lot of unearthed ones here. Not many Archon Staves. We get a lot of this, but not that. So, many of us like to theorize and change our maps up every now and then. There you go, self-destruct. And it's different from the racks and all of that stuff, but I think there could be something. Yeah, and something that I don't feel like enough developers do, but I always urge and will probably look at in some ways in LUM RPG, I don't know how yet, is if something is super good, like almost too good, giving it a negative to go with it. That negative could be something as simple as Enigma is +1 to teleport and nothing else. Right? You have to give up your entire armor slot to do so. Additionally, it could be something like +1 to teleport, -50 to all resistances. You want Enigma? Figure it out. You know? So... and people would have to figure it out. But... you know, if you do a lot of things like that, it just makes the person pause for a second and go, well, that is a really nice benefit, but that's going to destroy my character. That's going to be too hard. How about we don't change things that ruin people's fun? No, see, that's adding fun. It's called making decisions and not having everything handed to you. Ugh. I'm so glad some people don't design the games like Diablo 2. Like, if you just keep buffing everything, it just gets stronger and stronger. Ugh. You don't have to nerf to the ground on stuff, but man, make it be a choice. Give people a choice. Enigma can only be made. Oh, 313. Nice. In a sacred armor. There you go. You want to run Enigma? Get yourself 200 plus strength. Don't hate it. I'm not saying let's now go and destroy Enigma and nerf it to the ground. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did have some crazy fun changes like that and, you know, did toy with stuff. But I'm saying just when you're designing these sorts of things, in my mind, you're doing yourself a disservice if something is so good and then it's just really good and the downside is nothing. There's no downside. It's just amazing everywhere. What are you talking about? I'm not saying they should nerf it. My goodness.
Reminder
I'm saying
alert.
future designs of different games and when putting stuff in, if they're looking at new items and all that stuff. Thank you, Wizard! Yeah, like something in D4. And, you know, what they did for it, their downside was they made it extremely rare. Or much more rare, right? But to me, that as a downside only hurts the average player who can never get to that item. And then just buffs the players who can get there an insane amount, and again, still makes them too good. You know, Enigma was too good when even sorceresses wear it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, plus the strength, man. It's crazy. I've made multiple sorceresses and put Enigmas on them, and I'm like, yeah, this is too strong. I don't even need the teleport. I just want the armor. I mean, I do think that was, you know, their intent with D3 was make items have a big feeling, right? Oh, you find these boots that add, you know, 20,000% meteor damage. Now you can go up multiple greater rifts and you feel the impact of them. The problem is, now you've gone so over the top in one direction that you've destroyed everything else about that character and it doesn't matter, and all the previous gear means nothing if you can suddenly find something that's 20,000%. You know. Yeah, at this point, it would be very difficult, I would say, to nerf Enigma, because there's so much balance in the game around it. A lot of people like the idea of nerfing teleport, but the sorceress would really suffer with a nerf to teleport. She's already like, if you just take away teleport from the sorceress, and she becomes a terrible character. She has to have teleport. Even though it feels like she's decent, she just... depends the character, Peacoid. Well, this is... I don't have my lights that make it brighter and happier and cheerier and stuff right here, because that's in my other office. And my other office, or my office, I should say, this is a spare bedroom. But my office, the AC went out. And I'm still waiting to hear back from them about when they're getting it fixed. So. If I sing a single rap, I've got 2 raps on my YouTube. Thank you very much. It's almost really nice. Rap and exclamation mark. Rap 2. Very much. Mrs. Llama SC lives here. And Moo Girl. What's positive, streamer? We're positive. Conqueror's Crown! Let's go! There she blows, boys! Wow! I was hoping we'd actually find that soon. This was my 6th to last item, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Halberds Rain. Let's see. The rolls are... Where's my... Hold up. Halberds Rain. Oh no! Dong! No, I didn't know my mercenary died. I was looking up Halberds Rain. Excuse me. Coming through. Just 1 to 2 and 1 to 2 on battle command and battle orders. Not a big deal. And then a little bit on like ED and Replenish Life. GG item. Yeah, it's a dead dong. Actually kind of a fun dong, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's annoying because we have to run all the way back. But
from Brazil.
Yeah, now I have no teleport. I should use battle orders though. No, you guys said it. You put words in my mouth. Nope. Thank you, Vinjus. Yeah, it is, like I said, a really rare item. We can pull it up on the item tracker piece as well. I should have just like quit and rejoined, honestly. Ugh, such a long run. No, I didn't get married. Moo Girl stayed here. I went with my dad's friend on the trip. Can't believe we died to that. Nothing to kill us. All right. GG. Let's check out the drop calculator. It is resurrected. MF 670 roughly. Unique in hell. Unique item. Halberds Rain. That is not quite it. Ooh, again, that same rarity like we had with Bone Flame. 1 in 40,000. Gorgeous. Ah, +1 battle orders. Max replenish life though. Doesn't matter. It's a GG item. We add it to the list. And we are at 90%. spell halberd? We are at 90%. GG. 10% to go, baby. Flying through it. Should finish any day now, right? Right? They're just hacked helms I use for event I do.
Meow 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 meow. Am I doing it right? X3 Mo Kitty attack.
You're doing great. Thank you. And we found another Bone Flame and Wraithflight already today. 3 big items today. I already had 2 of them though, sadly. Blue Archon, thank you very much for your Prime sub. And for reminding everybody that we've been gone for 5 days on vacation. Your Prime sub might have run out. You can always click the subscribe button, see if you have a little checkbox, subscribe for free, subscribe with Prime, whatever it says now. They keep changing it. You can click it and ship it. Nice and simple, and say, Daddy Bezos, thanks for paying my way this month. But remember, it does not auto-renew. If you subscribed with Prime last month, it does not auto-renew. So you will be out there. It'll be sitting there waiting to get used. Thanks for saying Archon correctly. Of course, anytime for you, Blue. Smells like donuts, Beezy Neb. Thank you so much. This player's won. Minder's game is my girlfriend's Twitch. She pops on every now and then. Plays a little D2 sometimes. Did the Borderlands with us. Thank you, Leo. Appreciate the Prime. Welcome back. Any tips for finding Cow King's boots? Run around Nightmare like a madman. Cows, just killing cows over and over again. I'm just killing bosses, so it doesn't matter. The player count doesn't help. Starburst jelly beans, take them away from me. Plenty of people make Enigma and Archon plate. The reason a lot of people make them in a mage plate is because defense doesn't really matter. And mage plates are light armors, decent defense still. But the strength requirement, just with your torch and your Annie, you'll get there. So you don't need to add any other strength. Also, it looks good. Archon plate is still nice, but sometimes you might be just a little short on strength to use it, which can be really annoying. So it's like, a lot of people don't want to waste extra points, you know, in strength when they don't need to. What about light plate? You could do it in that if it can roll 3 open sockets. Should be able to. Right. It can? Perfect. Then yeah, you could do it in that. People make it in breastplates. People make it in dust shrouds. People make it. It doesn't really matter. It's just make it in a light armor with low strength requirements. So you see all sorts of stuff. the other lever to tears on Trelele. Exactly. What up, Cooley? How you doing? Yeah, it's just the strength requirement is too high. It's not worth it to make it in Archon Plate a lot of times. Rather have that point every day in Vitality. I'll grab it just in case. Legar's an emoji.
This game looks fun. They should make a Diablo 3.
They are making it. It's called Llama RPG. Coming to a store near you. You gonna play Llama RPG, Cooley? Azaril, thank you. Oh, nice shiny. You would? Swag. Llama clicker. Oh boy. People stream those clicker games. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't even think they're clicking. They just like sit there and then it automatically clicks or something. If it's a low budget indie game you're not playing, well, you probably won't want to play then. It'll probably be a low budget indie game. I'm not a high-end big studio. But I think it'll be solid still. No bias. The problem is if I sell my soul to one, then they're gonna jam it with all this garbage monetization and the game's actually gonna end up being terrible. It's kind of my fears. I like want to get the resources of a studio to help with it, but also not give them any control where they could have monetization access to screw the game. Am I investing my own money into it? Yeah. Yeah, the game is pay to support Llama. And the game, that's it. No pay to win. The big 9-0. Everything but the name. Perfect. Making bacon pancakes, thank you. What's a low budget indie get developed for? A few million? Nah, way less than that. I would like to get this game developed for under 50,000. You're serious about what? A real serious making hit you up. Oh! Do you have a studio? Work for a studio? I mean, I'm gonna do a lot of the game design work. I just need the person to put it into practice. Alright, can you send me a Twitch message, Lord? AC not fixed? Still no. I sent another email to them. And by I did, I meant Moo Girl did because she takes care of everything. But I play video games, which is really hard. Did I accidentally call her mom? No. How do you send someone a message on here? Top right, there should be a little messages, and then you just type Mr. Lam SC. And whisper. You could also probably... oh yeah. Twitch chat for beta testing will be definitely requested. You have left channel game. You have left channel game. You have left channel game. Oh, I need to play Project BT. We need to find a time to do that. I mean, I think giving beta access to all subscribers wouldn't be a bad thing. Steam lets you accept donos to develop a game? Really? I did not know that. Does it have a place where I can like give things for it? Like if someone donates $500, they'll get a character named in the game, you know? Or whatever. Does it have like rewards I could put in? Levels? They definitely want, you know, people who support it to be able to get something cool. There you go, perfect. Unreal's too big for, I mean, mine's 2D. Unreal will be like a big, beautiful 3D game. I don't need that. New season should be coming up. I don't know. Some people are saying September 30th is when this season's ending. See, lots of unearthed ones in this map seed. I swear it. I'm gonna find another Death's Web before I find Astrian's or Mang Song, feels like. Am I trolling about my game? No. I'm dead serious. $2D? You know Diablo 2 is 2D. $2.5D, but 2D nonetheless. Wow! Wow! My second to last item from the previous Grail. Give me a dong, everybody! Let's go! I mean, I did say I'll find another unearthed one before Astrians. a unique caduceus, right? I think so. Man, that would have been crazy if this dropped unique. I don't even care. Griswold's weapon. Like I said, this was my second to last item last time. 4 open sockets. Let's go, baby. I actually really like the Griswold set altogether. You can do some fun stuff with it. Wow. Is that it for Griswold set? I think so. I think I have the whole Griswold set, which is insane. Because that's such a crazy set to find. So many GG items. Holy cow. Yeah, the shield's also a pain in the butt to find, exactly. Wow! And just talking about Caduceus right before it is crazy. Even just the base drop of Caduceus is like, oh, so hard to find. I should talk about Meng songs, right? Caduceus. I just still don't know how to say that base, man. People try and tell me, I still don't get it. Griswold's weapon. We found our, like I said, I think 5th or 6th to last item from our previous Grail, and our 2nd to last item from our previous Grail already. I'm gonna restart the timer. Yeah, we hit 90% from the previous one. We were at 90. 2 fantastic finds, you guys.
Griswold got us all chasing after that Caduceus.
Caduceus? Oh, you said Caducey. I don't know. How does she say it? I don't know. Wow, love it though. Very happy to find that. Knock it off the list. Still need the unique. Still need the unique. But feels good to get a big one there. I like D2R better for items. Caducus? That sounds wrong. And really, it's been a crazy day because we have nothing on the in-between items. We're not finding Shaco and Titans and all of these, you know, whatever, like, medium items that are solid, and I'm gonna, no. It's just Wraithflight, Bone Flame, Griswold's Redemption, Conquer, or Halberd's Reign. Like top ends and bottom ends only. Caduceus. That's close enough to what I was saying. Most common item I still need? Oh, I mean, there's definitely some of the middle ones that are weird, like Bartooks and stuff. Wow, 12 life, 10 light res, small charm. Let's go, baby. That's fantastic. Just short on the life. The games that have inspired Llama RPG are as follows. 1, Diablo 2, obviously. 2, Pokemon. But some of that. 3, Stardew Valley. 4, Median XL. 5, Neopets. And maybe a tiny bit of Borderlands now. After playing Borderlands, a couple things that I thought were nice there that I might, maybe a little bit with like the skill tree. So, if it doesn't have a Pong style minigame, why does it need a Pong style minigame for you? Ooh, we got 15 MF on it, but nothing else. How soon can we expect a video PR teaser? I'll give you a little teaser. It's very little. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, dun.
Whoop fun stuff.
The music's very light. Iron Badger, thank you. There you go. No, Star Mix has helped with that. That is not your character. That's just a default skin right now. You'll be a llama. Two sets of boots. Well, you have 4 hooves. You need 4 boots. One ring slot for each toe? No rings. Sorry, you don't get toes. Yeah, there's 2 different boot slots, so you can wear 2 boots. Nightmare is good for it. Will we be able to llama yell? That'll probably be there. Socks are just boots made of cloth. Exactly. You can wear cloth boots. I've talked about the paying structure before, monetization model. There will be a boss called Pay to Win that you can pay to fight and or kill. And nothing happens when you do. He just says, ah, you got me, or something. And then also, I'll probably have skins that can be bought, but any skin bought can also be found in the game, so. But if you find it in the game, you can trade it. If you buy it, you're just buying it as a way to support. And that's pretty much the thoughts. Can you make a pay-to-win leaderboard in normal? Well, there'll be a yeah, there's a leaderboard for how many times you've killed the pay-to-win boss. That's just for that, because again, the game is not pay-to-win. So, everybody competes on the same leaderboard for everything else.
Hey llama, good luck on drops today.
Kind of both, Hom. Pooty Cat, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Gonna buy cosmetics? Yeah, like I was saying, you can buy some skins for your character. But any skins that you can buy are also going to be findable, because to me, even being able to buy a skin, if like you can buy a skin but somebody else can't find it, I understand that it's giving value to someone giving money to the game, but I like the game to still be like anything you could buy, you could also find, you know. I want anybody that's playing for free to be able to have the exact same experience as someone who's paying it and not be locked out because they aren't putting money in. Is the game free before choosing to support? Depending on it. Thinking about it. Not sure if the game will be free, something like $3.99, or if it'll be like $9.99. So hard to say. Can you play it on a Mac? If you can play normal Steam games on a Mac, sure. How many acts? It'll have like, what, 8 worlds? 9 worlds? Each of those are kind of like an act. You missed all of it. Can you beat the boss for $9.99? Pay to win will cost $1 to beat, then he'll cost $2 to beat, then $3 to beat, continuing upwards. So is it gonna be an RPG? Just an RPG. I didn't want to deal with all of the... I felt like if I was going to make an ARPG, you're suddenly looking at a much higher budget requirement, as now you're having to deal with real-time fighting, netcode, blah, 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 blah.
New girl waiting room. Love the YT content. Hard to catch live streams.
At the same time, I think you can do an awesome turn-based RPG game. Moo Girl waiting room. Thank you so much. That's right. What's the PvP gonna look like? It'll be that same thing, turn-based. Essentially, you're bringing in loadouts of items. So you don't just carry like one sword, one shield. But instead you have a loadout, and so you'll carry in with you like 8 items. Wow, that is dangerous in there. And it'll be like 3 bows, 1 sword, 1 wand, 3 shields or something, right? And then once you've brought all of those in, then you'll fight with those different items. And so you'll get to choose like a couple items every round that you're competing. So it'll have a little bit of rock, paper, scissors, a little bit of figuring out what your opponent has for items that they've brought into the fight, how to try and counter that, what you need to be blocking, blah, blah, blah. I think I played Ragnarok online before. Is it PC only? I think it'll actually be a really good candidate for also having a mobile port. Because, you know, it's kind of like Pokemon that'd play well on like a Game Boy style. Make an item called Enigma and make it bad. Sounds fun. Would you consider Pokemon elements to be rock, paper, scissors? I mean, a little bit. There's definitely plenty of... There's enough skill in it that it's not a pure rock, paper, scissors. It's also different because in Pokemon, there's no factor on your... what you do versus what your opponent does. So there is a little bit in terms of like, will my opponent use a faster attack? Do I want to try and use a quicker attack to go first on it, you know, so I get my hit in first and confuse them and blah, blah, blah. A little bit of that. But in Llama RPG, there'll be more stuff like you can counter your opponent's attacks and things. So if you brought 8 swords into the battle, I could just counter you and know that you're going to have to swing at the melee attack to hit me and just destroy your face because you have nothing else good to go. So like I say, as I battle further with you, I can start to learn and go, okay, this person has a really good melee fire sword and their spells are more leaning towards fire, but they have a good cold bow. I need to be careful, you know, though mainly with this fire stuff, I can play towards that and force them into trying to use their cold bow more often and do XYZ, you know, to get up close on them, whatever stuff. Moo. Art of Bong with 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Will there be a Grail for the game? Probably not. Will there be a timer? Yeah, there'll be a timer on your turn, so you can't just stall out completely. Yeah, the classes are going to be... You'll start as a basic llama, and this isn't all set in stone. Remember, we're in pre-prototype right now, so anything can change. But I just finished all of the class work today for its first pass. So it's going to be, you'll start as a basic llama, and then you can move into warrior, ranger, or mage class as you progress. However, you're not locked into just one of those. So if for some reason you, you know, want to do a dual class, you could, but it's going to cost you, you know, a little bit extra to run the dual class, so it's going to be hard to do, you know. No sidekicks as of this moment. Not to say that couldn't be a feature in the future. Kind of something I'm looking at maybe as like an expansion. Add another class or two, add a sidekick, something like that, you know. Good farming's about to find Mavinas. I mean, there's a diadem and stuff, so you're going to have to go to higher level spots like this. Pindle would be a great one, you know. Yeah, the sidekick would definitely be a human, I think, if you were a llama. No, not a real money cost, like an in-game.
Bong gifted a tier 1 sub to TKTYR. They have given 71 gift subs in the channel.
Like, every time you spec into a class, it's going to cost a lot of skill points to get further into that class. So, thanks, Ardabong. Appreciate that. So if you spec in there, you know, and then want to also spec into a mage, now you're going to have to work yourself over to the mage part of the tree, and then it's going to cost, you know, 10 skill points or whatever it is to become a mage as well. And so now you're in both trees, but you have less points to kind of spend on stuff, you know. Currently no plans for Twitch chat integration. Could be something. No, it's an animal world. So llamas and... I don't know if any of it's fantasy stuff, really. Llamas and lizards and 43%. Ugh. Atmos. 19 life, 11 mana. Wow. A snake, small charm of the Vita. That's our second really cool charm today. We got a 1210 and a 1911. Not bad. Not perfect, but not bad by any means. Yeah, ignore that sprite. Again, that's just a fill-in for now. Llamas, leopards, and lizards. Oh my! Exactly. Will we be able to spit on people? Yeah, that's your starting spell. Spit. Everybody can spit. Has a llama yield a sword? Have you seen how well llamas can, like, move their necks? He goes like that. It'll be in his mouth. Llamas have super flexible necks. Can totally bend to their back and carry all their gear on their back and just whip out whatever they need. Can they shoot bows? 100%. Always preferred alpacas. I mean, alpacas are alright, you know, if you're into that sort of thing. I don't know, Keystone. That'll probably be a future feature, making bacon. What's the stash situation? There'll be a lot of stash room. I'm looking for him, Dork. There'll be a lot of stash room that you'll have. And the game, as much as I do love inventory Tetris, I don't think it fits well for this game. So there won't be inventory Tetris. It'll just be one-to-one. Shield plus bow. Well, you use the bow first and then you take the shield out after, you know. Plus, yeah, shield with crossbow. Yes, Mystic. So, like I say, the thought with the game is I want the game to be fun. Well, first, I want to make a game. That's my first thought. I want to make a video game. I also want the game to be fun. And hopefully it doesn't break my bank. If at the end of the day I make the game, it's okay, And it was expensive when we lose a lot of money. That's okay. We got to check it off the bucket list. Yeah, I like the +1 skills on it. Ooh, good luck. I can say that I gave it a really good try, you know? And, what's up here? Do I think I can name all the unique and set items from this game? Wow! Another fine small charm today. That's right, we got a 313 earlier today. Now we got a 327% gold. These charms really are wild. That's right, Binary. Will there be guides on Icy Veins for Llama RPG? If I can convince them to let me have a Llama RPG section on it. Doubtful they'll allow it, but maybe there's like an other game section that I can slip it into or something. Thanks, Paladin. You thought that was 7% MF? I know, that would have been the perfect charm. It was close. Will I stream speedruns of Llama RPG? Potentially. I mean, again, we'll just have to see what happens with the Llama RPG content. Seems like the creator shouldn't be the one making the guide. Exactly, a limist. Oh, I'm sure we'll have to do plenty of patching early on. Nah, it's not going to do all that stuff. I'm going to patch it to try and make it a baller game. And then, my main focus beyond that will be doing fun live content, but not in the like way of all the whatever crazy stuff. I just want to do stuff like something like during Halloween there's pumpkins out in the garden and there's like a little fun pumpkin quest, you know. During Christmas time, they put Christmas trees up in the ice zone. And you can buy gifts for the little orphans in the village. So small things like that, and then maybe like big quest lines that could be really fun to take your character around and whatever stuff there. Ooh, very nice. What about Chanukah? You could also buy gifts for the little Jewish kids. The game is quirky and whimsical though? Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. Like again, it's not gonna be crazy serious quests. It's like the kitten has lost his mitten. And you have to journey all through the worlds to find his mitten. Llama's perfect video game world still has orphans. They're happy orphans, okay? Why does a cat have a mitten? Because it's in a snowy place. It's cold. Let the kitten have its mittens, alright? My goodness. You don't have to get the kitten its mitten. If you want to be that cruel person who leaves the kitten alone to freeze.
Late night with llama.
Yeah, yeah. Just a little fun late night stuff. Wow, it's already 11? My goodness. Thank you, tank. Will there be lava? Yeah, I think there's lava. Gonna be a no NFTs blockchain game. Just gonna be a fun game that's sole purpose is to be fun. Pretty much it. No llama burgers. Get out of here with that garbage. Or steaks. Rare glorious axe, so close. What are you eating to regain health? Health potions? Can you be an evil llama? I don't believe there's a good and evil piece to the game. Once again, nothing is set in stone, but the way everything is currently written out, it doesn't really make sense to have it as such. Maybe in Llama RPG 2, if one is a big success. Any feedback on terror zones? Yeah. I'd like more density. Maybe some adjustment to immunities in them. Or multi-zone of different immunity types at the same time to open it up more for variety of builds. Probably those two things. And maybe make it a little bit easier. It's a good game, Marty. Yeah, they could also add more affixes. Make it harder as well. I'd be good for that. I'll get you there, Marty. $14 left over. GG. Love it. Well, your quest choices have a real weight in the game. Probably not. Not in terms of story or anything, but I don't care enough about lore. A lot of quests, I think, will have weight in the way of... And I mean, I could maybe write a little bit into story, but again, that feels like more lore work that I don't care to have as much play a part. I'm gonna have it more be, essentially you can collect like unique charms, and you'll get those from doing a variety of quests. So if you avoid a quest, you won't get that charm, which will make you a little bit weaker.
This monastery reeks with evil and corruption.
I mean, I've got the lore basics down. It's just, you know, do I want a side quest to have a whole effect and create alternate paths off of that and stuff? That seems more complicated than I care to make the game. I knew we didn't have Soulflay. I remember reading through the items at one time and being like, why don't I have a Soulflay? I've probably passed Soulflay like 7 times because I just figured I don't need to grab it. But we'll pick it up and knock it off our list. Why not? I ain't gonna say no. Soulflay it is. Let's go. Little dong. Little tiny ding dong right there. Just a single Mr. Llama ding in the chat. Probably don't have Lenemo, but Lenemo is actually hard to find. It's actually kind of rare until you go into the really early places to look. 3% MF. It's good. 3 finds. Let's take a look real fast where we're at. I mean, again, still like 2 throw? What? What? Twitch throw, gold skin, blink bats. I mean, these we can pick up earlier, easy. Black Hades and Templar Cereals, Veil of Steel, Griffins, Hand of the Brock, again, an early one. Shadow Dancer and Spirit Ward. Guardian Naga, Nasher, Death Cleaver, Executioner's Justice, Wind Force and Pluck Eye, Ghost Flame, Stormlash, Rising Tornado, Blood Tree Stump, Cranium Basher, Nell Striker Astrians, Soul Feast Teen, Skull Collector. I feel like I've dropped a lot of rune stabs, just not rolling yet. Ondel still, wow. Azurath, Lacerator, and Gargoyle's Bite we need. Okay. Crescent Moon, BK Wisp, 3 facets, Bartux, Homunculus, Dark Force, Haas, Death Fathom, Arctix, Vidala's Ambush, couple Cow Kings, Sanders, Lavina's Caster, IK. So definitely if we went and spent a day in normal, we could knock out like 15 to 20 items. You know. I mean, we're fine. We found a unique field plate and stuff, but we're not getting unique shark tooth armor, you know. And the facets just take a little time to collect all 8 of them. Duriel's a decent facet dropper. He's not busy dropping TP scrolls. Is that a rune? Tower. I actually have Lenemo, right? I don't think I saw it on the list. Trav's also not bad there, yeah. Yeah, I actually found a good amount of facets from Trav. The problem was I just kept finding cold level up facets over and over again. I need to go back to this screen. Storm Spire, I have that. Great Thresher. We found that a few streams ago.
This monastery reeks with evil and corruption.
Yeah, we could definitely do a little bit of Trav one day and probably clear those out as well. So, you know, again, it's like you want to farm towards your highest peak. But at some point, I may just do a fun day, go down to normal, and knock out all of those normal items that I have. And then we can come back up and go here. Yeah, they're each different in the game's code. It's always a fun one. The game's main antagonist. I mean, you know, you don't want to spoil what the final boss and all that stuff. The main antagonist is a creature that lurks in the shadows that has gone around and cursed all of the lands. Gotta be efficient, baby. So you are Jeffrey Bezos. That's the antagonist. And you have to use your Bezos bucks to stop him. Oh no, he's getting away. Quick, chat. Use your Prime sub to slow him down. That's how the game will be. Yeah. And that's enough for the antagonist. Like I say, it's not, you know, crazy with that. It's just like a fun adventure. Yeah, I tried the PTR. It's interesting. Definitely way more level. Best level to start farming? Start farming what? Usually it's less level and more gear and... Am I still dueling? I did a little dueling a couple weeks ago. Wasn't my best. Karuber, thank you! But I also was on pretty bad ping. And that made it really hard. It was 4 open socket Grizz. Yeah, it was a beauty. Yeah, being on 60 versus like 150 or whatever was a massive difference. Where I could escape before, I no longer could, and it was just tough. Look, he's 5? Oh, yeah. This game is definitely gonna try and be aimed, again, similar to my stream, family friendly. You know, hopefully have fun humor and things that, you know, adults can enjoy, but a kid can also play it. Will items be itemized in tier levels similar to colors? Like normal, magic, rare, like that? There's gonna be, yeah, it'll have similarity to that. So it's gonna be normal, magic, rare, and elite. And then crafted will be your different item types, and they'll be different colors. And then bases will be tier 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 bases. And the bases will affect things like potentially the affixes that can roll, but more like, you know, the base damage of it. Think of it like normal, exceptional, and elite items in Diablo 2. here we're gonna have power level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 instead. So I'm still working through the full build out of my game, Llama RPG I'm making. But like I did some base work today on getting affixes, what levels the next tier of affix will open, all that. Currently there are no sockets. I thought maybe that's an expansion thing. I do love sockets. I think socketing things is very satisfying. But then it opens up a whole nother can of what goes in the sockets. You'll pay $5.99 for sockets? Deal. So then you have to develop, you know, whatever it is. Socketing's your favorite aspect? I know, I mean, socketing is a great one. Like I say, socketing could definitely exist in the game. It's just, I have bigger fish to fry right now, you know? So that could be like the first, you know, big patch coming after it could add socketing. Or maybe socketing is just built in at the start, but there's just not a lot of things to socket. And then I just add more stuff to socket in things as it goes. I don't want the socketing to end up like Diablo 3, though, you know. So I'd want it to be a more thought out socketing. But there's always, you know, still generally going to be a better thing to put in. Will there be artisan trees for crafting? Like blacksmith or alchemy? Artisan trees. Oh, like a skill tree of that? Yeah, that's what I'm currently leaning towards right now. Nakazato! Thank you so much. Moo Girl says I'm too loud, close the door. No, Flightless. Ugh. But there is a Llama RPG subreddit where I'll be posting more info as I get more stuff made. What happened to the OnlyFans cam? Moo Girl's using it. Not for OnlyFans. It's not OnlyFans cam, just the other webcam. Probably on all fours, Felix. Thank you! Alex Sturm, appreciate that. Do you get a free code for being my Twitch followers? It's like my whole audience. Unknown. I'm sure I'll give out many free codes for the game. But again, the game may just end up being free. I'm guessing between free and $10 in total.
This monastery reeks with evil and corruption.
No more than $10. Yeah, I think $9.99 is the max that we would go. I don't need Ice Blink. Favorite rune? I think Rune is a really good solid in the middle rune. All that resistance is so nice. Plus you can make like duress and stuff, so it has some use cases. $9.99 is a scam though. It gets you to try to think it's $9 rather than $10. Then $10 flat. I don't care. If you want to pay the extra penny so that you feel better about it, go for it. Rune's just a good workhorse of a rune, you know? But also not so rare that you never find it anywhere. Ist is also a big workhorse, yeah. But that's like overrated. I mean, it's not overrated. Overused. So many people are gonna say Ist rune. Cham? Cham's the one? I'll let you have Cham. How about that? Because I'm nice. I mean, look. I love me my Cham, alright? True reals. But I also love me my Ist runes. Yeah, Plague's got some fun use with it there. Can break some reds and stuff. Shale is also a workhorse for where it's at. It's in Peace. It's in Treachery. It's got great use. Just as a plane to shove it in anything. It's in Rhyme Shield. Yeah, I mean, for where it's at, oof. Pole Rune? That's always a disappointment. Though with Wisdom now, it does make it a little bit nicer. Foul. Yeah, Foul's pretty annoying. It feels like it should be more and better, but you still have to cube 3 of them, right, to get Lem, and it's like, ugh. Yeah, everybody loves Lem. It's always a great pickup. Alright. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day of traveling on multiple planes and stuff, and driving and everything. Yeah, very long day. I'm gonna go to bed, but we'll be back tomorrow with some more fun. Great finds today. 2 big GGs. I don't know when ladder 2 is starting. We shall see. Have a good one, you guys. And we're back on tomorrow. Tomorrow is some more fun. Peace. I'm tired. So tired.
Mr. Llama SC gifted a tier 1 sub to Marty Adams.